Hi everyone, Brian Baba-Yaga here. We're going to go over some Doll Impostor tips and tricks for you today. Just that way kind of helps you get along with the game. First and foremost, we're going to go into the computer here. Go straight up into a map. We'll start out at house because that's the very first house we'll ever start at. We'll go ahead and do it on easy so I can show you on the actual whiteboard there compared to the clues on the inside of the house. Now, upon entering the RV here, we heard that glass break. That is an audio cue. So we'll go check that out first and foremost before we look at any of the other clues or the whiteboard. Gotta watch out for those jump scares. Okay, so first off, coming into the house here. That audio cue right there, broken box. So you know every time that you wake up, every hour, and you hear something breaking like glass or anything like that, you'll always come in here and check out the boxes. But that brings us to another. We have the lights flickering inside here and open boxes. So those are two visual clues only. The glass being broken, that is an audio cue and a visible cue. So from here, we'll go out to the truck. Oh, first we got to see who it is. So Flora. What that glass breaking or the hole in the box represents is an enemy. So whoever the imposter is, that is going to be the enemy for them. Okay, so we don't know anything about the tea with enemies yet because we didn't see anybody sitting at that table regardless. So we'll just stick with what we know. So we'll look up here at the board. You'll see all of them have the likes, dislikes, who their friends are, enemies, who they love, who they hate, and if they have a partner. Now that glass being broken, that is one clue that we can use to negate a lot of these dolls. So looking at Evie here, enemies, she is not enemies with Flora. We know Ivy is enemies with Flora right there. Amy is not. Maggie is not. Lucy, Zoe, we're going to mark out Flora because her box is broken. Dolly, Daisy, Bella, Monty, oh, Rudy, he's enemies with her. We'll mark out Victor, Penny, Freddy's enemies, Bill, Max, Bastion, Ricky, and then Sammy's left. All right. So now we'll go into open boxes and lights. So if they dislike open boxes or lights over here in this column, then we mark them out. Ivy likes both. Turn around here. Freddy dislikes open boxes, so it's not going to be Freddy. And then we have Sammy likes both of them. And Rudy does not like open boxes. So we are down to two. It can either be Sammy or Ivy. So before you go to sleep, make sure that your door is locked. If you do not, the doll imposter will get you. Oh, there's that audio cue again. Let's go ahead and check it out. Alright, so Dolly, her box is broken. And Evie. Oh, so Dolly, Evie, and Lucy. So on that, once you have multiple of things, so we'll just go ahead and hit enter. You can type in Dolly, Evie, if I can spell it correctly, and Lucy. And then, so we got Evie, Lucy, and Dolly. And then we knew about Flora. So if you're just going through that, you typing out all the clues that will help you in the long run, so that way you do not forget, because there's some nights that there will be multiple clues, especially on these lower ones, and you've got to try to remember all that stuff without typing it out. So that, first and foremost, go ahead and do that. Go ahead and start typing it all out just to be sure and get used to it. So we have Flora, Evie, Dolly, and Lucy. She's enemies with all of them. Flora, Ricky, nope. So it's not going to be Sammy. So we narrowed it down just by using enemies, pretty much. Oh, make sure that's locked. And we'll skip all hours, since we've narrowed it down to that one doll, and we'll go from there. You'll know if you get it right is if the whole RV lights and everything, they turn white. If a jump scare happens, then you get it wrong. We just go back to the drawing board and start again. Wham. Simple as that. All right, let's go back in. Let's go back into house. See if we can't get some more clues to go off for us. Yep, more glass being broke. Open boxes and organization. So we'll go look at those. All right. So, since they do like organization, nothing in this house is going to be a mess. Normally, if they dislike organization, drawers will be pulled out, stuff will be all over the floor, all the furniture will be moved around. Okay, no jump scare that time. Good. Okay, no jump scare in here now. Alright, so Ivy has a broken box. Ivy and Rudy. Alright, so we'll just go ahead and write those down, and we won't do anything with those yet. So, right here, these are clues that you can sit here and set traps for. This is the music box. You could turn this on, go back out there, go to sleep, and if the music box off, they do not like music. Oh, there's the jump scare. We'll see if we can't get a close-up on that. This table right here is tea with friends or enemies. If there are 4 dolls sitting here, you just need to see what dolls they are from the boxes, and then go match them up on the boards on the outside to figure out if they're friends or enemies. TV right here. There won't be anything playing, just a white screen. This TV works, and then the other TV works in the front left room. Of course, lights that we saw there on that last run, and there's lights in the hallway there and in the entryway. Open boxes, of course. We went over organization, open boxes, music, the TV, the lights. Oh, blood. Blood is another one. That is a 2-part clue. So normally, if they like blood, there'll be blood smeared on the walls, floors, there'll be writing on the walls, and there's also a nonchalant one. If they hate a doll, the doll will be missing, glass broken, and then there will be blood coming out of it. Sometimes on maps, that's the only clue of blood you'll get, is just that little blood. If they don't like blood, but they hate the doll will be missing with no blood. Alright, so we'll come out here. Look at that. That is the new update. They redid the mother, the jump scare in here. They redid everything. All the doll looks, everything like that. All the jump scares, what they look like and everything. But in here, that is the other TV. Lights right there. Lights right there. And then the lights in this hallway are all for the one clue of lights. So, we went over the T, open boxes. Move self and others is just dolls will be misplaced out of their boxes, or they will be switched up in somebody else's box. So, like Maggie, she likes moving self and others, so she'll probably like move Daisy over, mix her up with Evie, so on and so forth. It just depends. So now that we have that, we'll go over, she's not, okay, Ivy and Rudy. So just one of them in there, just go ahead and mark it out. And boom, boom. Bill is the only one so far that does not like all of them. Alright, so we'll go ahead and skip all hours just to be safe. He does like open boxes. He does like organization. He doesn't like tea with enemies. So it's my bet it is Bill. Open sesame. There we go. All right. But that has been some tips and tricks for just the house. We'll be making some other videos for the other maps as well. Carnival, daycare, everything like that. So we will see you in the next one.